Now Relic's going to get sacrificed. Ding. Yeah, so this is with Relic's effect on the stack. So this means that Drew's going to lose another card because this is going to get milled over. Okay. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Does he have... Oh, okay, he's got surgical in his hand. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
So this game got a lot harder for Drew to win.
That is insane.
So let's go to the tape here. So no copies of Emrakul in Drew's list here.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, sorry. He does have one.
Okay. I was going to say.
That one. He also has a Sundering Titan. And he's got 2 copies of Ugin. Ugin's a pretty hard way to try to do it against the artifact.
And actually, pardon me, he actually just took out a Tron piece.
Okay.
Which, it's still very hard.
Also awesome.
Yeah, it's still very hard. I thought he was going to snipe the Karns when he hit with the Ghoul Color spell, but he actually just said, you know what, give me the Urza's Mine, and now you can't assemble Tron anymore.
Yep.
This game just went into hard mode for Drew. Now, can he still get the 7 mana? I mean, yes,
well,
but it's hard.
He's got 16 mana-producing lands left in the deck now.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
He's got to go all natural.
And you know how hard it is for Tron to beat Sowing Salt. That if you're looking for a card to specifically target that deck, that's what people go to. Sowing Salt on the second turn, really hard to beat.
As someone who has been Sowing Salted many times, they can't even look me in the eye when they do it.
Right. Because at least with Sowing Salt, you probably had a chance to resolve something good.
Yeah.
You know, you get one shot at Karn or Wormcoil.
Here's Nation Stirrings. Now, Drew, you're just on the hunt for lands, my friend.
I think sniping the Tron piece with Surgical Extraction is more powerful than getting Karn.
Yeah.
But less fun.
No, I agree. Getting rid of the Tron land is definitely right.
Yeah.
He took Oblivion Stone. We'll see. There's the Expedition map, because one thing I want to check Ollie's deck list. Yeah, he's got 3 main deck copies of Pithing Needle, so Oblivion Stone is not game over. And to be fair, that means that Karn's not game over either. Maybe it's Spellsky time. It is. Get some protection. Get the shields up. Cranfill will draw an Expedition map.
What Drew's doing right now is a tough way to try.
I've been there. You just got to slog through it. And it's a slog.
I mean, at this point, I actually like Ghoul Caller's Bell and erase straight up against what's left in Drew's deck.
Hey, get a Grove. Sure. Maybe another map. Yep. Working up to 7.
Yeah, but it's also down a card in the deck every time.
That's true.
I mean, the race is happening from 2 sides now.
You gonna ring that bell?
Yeah.
Dong.
Dong.
Spellskite versus Urza's Tower. Oh, the Lantern is here now. Oh, yes.
Now we're cooking.
Now we get to see what both players are going to draw. That'll reveal the top card of each deck. I think Ollie may have turned down his second card on accident. We'll see. All right, top card's a Pirate's Bottom, so we're all clear here. Expedition map on top of Drew Cranfill's deck. Fifth Dawn, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Over a decade ago.
Yep.
I bet this card's like $100 or something ridiculous.
It's probably, I'd be surprised if it was that much, but it's more than it was 4 months ago, I'll tell you that.
This is the one where you open the Fifth Dawn booster and you just threw it away. Because you just didn't, why would this ever matter? There's no punishment for throwing this away.
Yeah, how many Lantern of Insights have been thrown out after drafts in Magic's history?
The number is very high. Is it O-Stone time? Yep. So we're going to try to get that deployed. Now Ali is going to play Abrupt Decay. Sure.
Oh, he has some real Magic cards in his deck.
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was all this kind of nonsense.
Yeah, there are a few hanging out in there. There's the Bell. Going to sacrifice his Expedition map in response. Will Cranfill, because he wants to make sure he gets a land. See, you can rebuild. He's already got land number 6. Getting a Wormcoil Engine, eventually getting a Karn. It can be done. It's really hard, but it can be done.
And Ollie's down to just one card in hand.
Yeah. He's going to need a little help from the Lantern there. So let's see the top card now. Sylvan Scrying. So these are the cards that are going to get milled. Bell on top, Relic on top. I think we're going on Aintrazi's way. Yes, we are. Pithing Needle on top. Another Bell. All right, pass it back over to Cranfill. Aintrazi, yep, you get to draw that. What's the next card? Sylvan Scrying. Now, how does Ali stop big creatures? Well, Ensnaring Bridge. There are 4 of those. So that's his answer to Wormcoil Engine. He's got to find it, but for now, that's his answer. He's also got some life points to work with.
Yeah, this is not a particularly fast clock. Now, it's dangerous from Aintrazi's side because both Karn and Oblivion Stone allow Drew to break out of something like Ensnaring Bridge, and he's only got so many Pithy Needles.
Needle's going to come down. We'll get confirmation on what it's naming. It's either Karn or Oblivion Stone. Those are the best names against Green Red Tron. And he did go with Karn Liberated, so that's shut down. Now here's Infernal Tutor. So let's see what he's going to tutor up now. Doesn't have to show. This is the honest Infernal Tutor.
I mean, the path, if I'm in Ollie's spot, now granted I'm a novice with this deck,
Yeah,
is just go get Ensnaring Bridge and prevent Drew from ever drawing Oblivion Stone
sure.
with your Bell.
Because you've got Karn locked up.
Right.
He's not getting the 15 mana for Emrakul. Because he's missing 4 lands. And he has, yeah, I think it's almost impossible.
And your Ensnaring Bridge still has that covered anyway.
Yeah, sure. That doesn't
Yeah.
even matter. Yeah, good point. Yep, so now we're going to Belltown. Karn, you can draw that.
Yep.
Oh, this deck is truly adorable. The best card in your deck? Sure, that's fine. And he's got all this protection with Spellskite, too. That's a Grove. There's a map. Onali even has an Academy Runes in his deck. You can't deck him. Even though he's base Jund, Glimmer Void lets you actually activate that thing. So does Mox Opal.
You have to be pretty masterful to come up with this Lantern deck.
Yeah, I don't know who did this, but yeah, it's truly something. Yep, there's the bridge.
And now the sleeper hold is cinched in.
Yeah, it is. The ropes are so far away,
Yeah.
too. Drew wants to take a look at the graveyard. I don't think you're going to find any help down there. I mean, he's looking because of Academy Ruins, seeing what Ali can do. Maybe Ali just goes to the Pirate Spellbomb kill now from 26.
Sure.
Just fire,
So many angles.
fire away, Ali.
So many angles of attack.
You can draw that Grove of the Burn Wolves. What's on top? Chromatic Sphere. Golly would let him draw that too. You want to cycle that? That's one less I have to do.
I think the full enormity of the situation is starting to register here for Drew.
Yeah, I just go. I can't attack. I can't do anything.
What's up with Lantern of Insight? I literally just want to know what the top card of your deck is. That's all
it.
that's going
That's
on.
all
here.
I want. The Codex Shredder now. Ali not going to activate the land. I think he wants the Shredder.
It allows him to get back the surgical. Oh, I guess the surgical extraction's been exiled.
Yeah, it's long gone.
Nuts.
Yeah.
I was hoping we'd make that happen.
Commander number 4, your event is ready to
Drew, you don't get to draw Ugin. Sorry.
East Heidemann.
We're going to bell that away.
Commander
You're going to draw a card with Relic of Progenitus. Okay. Well, I've got another bell out here. So I'm going to activate that. So now there's 2 bell triggers on the stack. And Cranfill says, all right, I'm going to sacrifice my expedition map, give myself a chance to draw Ugin again.
The thing is, in the worst case scenario, Ali can still sacrifice the Lantern, make him shuffle the deck, if Drew's got a big draw step coming. You laugh, that's a thing. I'm pointing that out because that is relevant to what's happening in the game.
It's just good to have outs. And then you can get the Lantern back with the Academy Ruins, and we are doing it.
Or the Codex Shredder.
Yep, we're doing it. I have Ugin shredded. Oh my God, no way. The Girapet 8, he's got the grid?
Another lock. There weren't enough locks in the deck already.
He's got the Girapet Aether grid? Oh, Ali.
Another new hit.
Yes. But it's being milled. Doesn't need it. Doesn't need it this game. Something against that. We're resolving a lot of triggers here. There goes Oblivion Stone. The grid's gone. Inquisition on top of the deck. Stirring's over there. So we resolved some bell triggers. We're right where we need to be. Now you might shred them good. Target player puts the top card as their library, and then rebuy. Mm-hmm. I like that.
2 good deals.
Yeah. Thunder and Titan on top of the deck. A lot of targets over there. A star.
Again, Ollie doing everything here with close to perfect information.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to move unless Oblivion Stone or some other weirdo shows up.
I would actually let Drew cast Thunder and Titan because it does that little. It would actually blow up one of his own lands.
Right. It blows up Drew's forest
Yeah.
and then can't attack.
Another Shredder.
No rush.
No.
We get to that next turn.
Nope. Yeah, you can draw. You can draw the Titan is great. You can just have that. There's an Eye of Ugin. Oh, ooh, I like this. Yeah, return the grid. Got to find a way to kill your opponent after all.
But the Codex Shredders do that too. I don't know. It's
Well, this is kind of a choose your own adventure, right?
right. This is 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah,
right
because
here.
now you get to go to the 8th grid. And this has never won a single game in Magic Origins Limited, even though many people have tried.
It's not for lack of effort.
Yeah, many have tried, many have failed. It might have more wins in Constructed than Limited at this point. Gonna Inquisition you. Miss, but I just want an empty hand, so who cares? Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control. The grid deals a damage to target creature or player. Oh, yeah. Couple extra artifacts out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a lot of mana. Gonna search up the Emrakul. Maybe another colorless creature.
Well, nothing besides Emrakul has a hope of doing anything.
That's true. Get a Wormcoil Engine.
And again, Ollie can keep him off of Oblivion Stone by simply milling that over should it ever show
Yeah,
up.
you never get to draw that card.
And I don't think much else in Drew's deck matters. I mean, I suppose Ugin gives him some shot of bolting out, but now with the grid in play, you just have Ugin contained.
You can actually shoot down Ugin.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ollie's got that covered.
Oblivion Stone's on top of the deck. Not for much longer. Yep, Bellew. Looks like he's going to try to draw with the star. Drill admirably playing on, I must say.
No, I mean, he's done several sequences here where he's given himself the most possible looks at Oblivion Stone.
Yes.
I mean, he shuffled his decks at the right time. He's resolving his stars and spheres at the right time. It's not for lack of effort.
Yep.
He knows what he needs to do. It's just very hard to get out from under this spot.
So Codex Shredder's on the stack right now. And so what he's going to do now is he's going to search with Eye of Ugin again, just to shuffle his deck and give himself the best opportunity to have Oblivion Stone be the draw step.
It's another clean look.
Yeah. Because that's really his only way to win this thing. So Karn's on top. That's going to get milled from Codex Shredder. Now we get to see the top card. Is it O-Stone?
Ooh. Now Ollie might have to use the lantern here.
Yep.
Shuffle that up.
Cash it in. Yep, need you to shuffle.
Great operations here by True. He's
Giving
giving himself the best chance possible
Yep.
to get to Oblivion Stone.
What do we got? Okay.
Not quite.
Yep, Pyroclasm is horrible.
And that's not revealed because the lantern's no longer there.
Correct. And now the bell happens. Both players get milled. And now neither player reveals top card of their deck because you mentioned no lantern on the battlefield.
Right.
Okay. So perhaps Ali is going to want to activate his well, he missed a grid activation. Minor thing. But yeah, he's going to want to ruins back the lantern. It's too important right now.
Reestablish the lock.
Yeah. I wonder how Ali got that draw. Did he find O-Stone? Ooh, didn't get a good look. Cavernous Soul's on top of the deck now. No, it's an Ancient String. Ancient String's a rebuy. It's a rebuy.
It's a redraw.
Yeah, it's a redraw.
And it's got to be right now because if Ollie gets to draw that second needle, then it's fully locked up.
But if he finds it, I think Drew probably runs away with it.
Yeah.
Top card. That's got to go. Shredded. Wants to start with Shredder here instead of Bell because he wants to draw his Pithing Needle.
Right.
Okay. Drew's going to activate Eye of Ugin again because he wants to shuffle away the Oblivion Stone and give himself the best chance to draw it again.
Yeah, and with Stirrings, then he has an opportunity to just set it back in Stirrings, find it, put it in his hand, untap, cast it the next turn. Now, that window might be closing because of the needle on top of Ollie's deck.
Tower's gone. Next card, Stirrings.
But Drew knows he can't afford to allow the Oblivion Stones to be milled out at all. He has to at least give himself the shot of finding it. The thing is, with Needle on top of Ollie's deck, I don't know how Drew gets out from under this.
Yep, because he's found an O-Stone now, but I don't think, he can't like cast and bloat in the same turn because he has no Tron. Another O-Stone. That won't be there for long, but then again, it might be perfectly fine that he draws it because that needle's on top of the deck.
Yeah, I just don't know how Drew gets out from the second needle.
Eight cards in hand, discard Emrakul. Shuffle them back in, boys.
And this is where the grid potentially becomes helpful.
Yes.
Because it's a way of Ollie winning the game without having to figure out some way to mill him out through Emrakul.
Maybe that's why the grid is in the deck now.
It's also probably not horrible at containing some utility creatures.
A little fun of grid action.
You know, how thrilled is Infect to play against that card? It's probably not great for them.
Probably
you know?
horrible for them. And how thrilled is Ollie to play against Infect? Probably not happy.
Probably not a great matchup.
So we got two needles out there. One on card and one on Oblivion Stone. You never get to attack because of Snaring Bridge. Ollie's going to have no cards in hand. And he gets to control your draw step.
Now, in theory, Drew is very hard to mill out from this spot because he has the ability to Eye of Ugin for Emrakul, discard to hand size every single turn.
Yep.
But the grid then comes into play.
Yes.
And I think now with the second needle, we've hit the point of no return. And I like this concession from Drew. He could have kept this game going for a while, most likely, but realizes time is not his friend right now. He's just got to let this one go and try to pick up 2 games really fast.
Well, Ali Aintrazi does win game number 1 over Drew Cranfill. Lantern Control up a game over Green Retron. We're going to start with Drew's sideboard. I'm hoping he's got some Nature's Claims over there.
He does. 4 copies of Rending Volley, 3 Nature's Claim, 2 Feed the Clans, 2 Spellskites, 2 Thrag Tusk, a Ghost Quarter, and a Pyroclasm. 3 copies of Nature's Claim seem great in the matchup. A lot of utility lands in Ollie's deck, so I'm fine with the Ghost Quarter coming in. And honestly, I think it's fine for him to bring in the 2 copies of Thrag Tusk and just try to beat down.
Just try to get a clock.
You just got to get something going.
You got to get a little crazy here. For Ollie, 2 Graph Trigger's Cage, 3 Welding Jars, Seal of Primordium, a Sunbeam Spellbomb, sure. Looks like an Ancient Grudge, 3 Pyroclasms, 3 Sun Droplets, and a Thoughtseize.
Yeah, I guess Seals doesn't seem bad to me here. I can get behind a Thoughtseize, you know. The Welding Jars are probably okay. I don't know. I don't say this a lot, but beats me. I mean,
oh, you're not an expert on the archetype?
Expert. The jars seem fine, and I can get behind the seal.
The jars are probably good. The seal's probably good.
The Thoughtseize is fine if, you know, whatever.
If you want more discard,
right.
Sure. He's already got some discard in his main deck.
A lot of the cards in this deck, in the sideboard, not surprising, they're dedicated to beating burn and aggressive creature strategies, because it seems like this deck is just going to fumble around and die a lot in game 1s against beatdown decks. So you see, you know, Sunbeam Spellbomb, 3 copies of Sun Droplet. It's a lot of focus on trying to shore up that matchup.
Well, these players are going to shuffle up for game number 2. Got about 22 minutes when this game starts. We'll very quickly talk about the Star City Games summer sale that is happening right now. A new special every single day for you guys throughout the month of August. Right now, 25% off select promotional cards.
Yeah, you can see there's a variety of Judge foils, game day promos, full art cards, some comic book and other ancillary promos. 25% off, and I think it ends today, if I'm not mistaken.
It'll end tomorrow.
Tomorrow, excuse me.
Because we got a new sale going up at 11 a.m. every single day. So you've got some time, but not a lot of time, because the special ends tomorrow. And then during the broadcast, we'll have a new one for you at 11 a.m., probably right around after round number 10 or 11, depending on how things do line up. But we'll have the new sale for you guys. But we've got all these sweet specials happening all summer long. StarCityGames.com for more information about our awesome summer sale. As we're going to get ready for more Lantern action. The people wanted to see the Lantern deck.
Is it Lantern action? It's Laction. It's a Lantern lack of action.
There's a real lack of action here. There's not a ton going on. But, you know, you're watching someone actually put someone in a sleeper hold on camera.
Yeah.
That's what's actually happening right now.
I mean, his board is so embarrassing at the end of the game.
It's truly horrible.
It's got him cemented.
One Tarmogoyf is worth more than all of that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's I want to call it a combo deck.
It's a prison deck.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's a prison deck.
Because we don't see prison decks anymore in Magic. That's
No.
not really something that happens, which is probably for the best.
Yeah, the games of Legacy are so explosive that you can't even assemble that kind of prism. I guess Chalice of the Void gives you that kind of angle attack. Vintage has prison-style decks. I would say Workshop.
Shops is a prison deck.
Qualifies as a prison deck.
Yeah, that's definitely a prison deck.
In Standard, they don't really, you know, Wizards does not promote those kind of cards.
No. You don't want a prison strategy running around. That'll cause people to not play.
And this deck there's not even a single card you can point to that makes this deck go. It's just a weird collection of cards from the lifespan of Modern.
Yeah, which is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, no, the decks that feel like they're celebrating the size of the card pool are kind of cool. It's part of the reason I suspect Birthing Pod was allowed to be legal for as long as it was, even though it was busted. It was something where it made the format feel big.
Yeah.
You were pulling creatures from all different sets and different interactions were coming up. You want Modern to feel more than just it's a collection of standard decks from the last 15 years or so.
Yeah, and Tumor Exarch would not have seen play without Birthing Pod.
Exactly.
There you go. You get to dial that baby up. And it was really good, too. Ollie going to take a look at his opening hand. We look at that Pyrite Spellbomb. Win condition. Looks like Drew's going to take a mulligan. Now, we saw this deck, I believe, a top 16 finish at Grand Prix Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Never got any camera time. But then people were kind of raving about this deck. It picked up a lot of play on Magic Online. We got into this weird metagame where it was all of the Gristlebrand Nourishing Shoal deck and all of this on Magic Online for like a week and a half, and this deck had a really good matchup against the Gristlebrand deck. So they're like, it's a 2-deck metagame. Now everything's kind of where it should be.
Yeah.
But that was a real fun and crazy time for the modern players on Magic Online.
Part of the reason that you see a lot of copies of Lantern online, relative to physical tournaments, is also just cost. I mean, this deck is not expensive to put together. Why is there so much mono red on Magic Online every single time you log on? A lot of it is cost related. People want to play for as cheap as possible, and in decks like Lantern let them do that.
Well, both players going to start a little lighter on the hand. Prison strategies, they don't feel like they mulligan very well, right?
It just depends on what kind of matchup you're in. I mean, some people just can't break out of your best draws, and then you can mulligan very aggressively. Drew does have a reasonable amount of interaction. 3 copies of Nature's Claim on top of the Oblivion Stones and his copies of Karn. He has some play. Even in the first game, Ollie got everything lined up the way that he wants to, and Drew still had a couple windows there to find Oblivion Stone, where he probably would have won the game if he did. So the mulligans are punishing for Ollie in this kind of matchup, but the decks that can't play back against you, all you need to do is do your thing. And
got close.
yeah, if anything, there's spots where mulligans actually help you because Infernal Tutor's in your deck.
Okay, yeah, he's got that's
Not
a
that you're
one-up.
trying to mulligan. I'm just saying it's not that bad to do against the players who can't play back against you.
And Drew down to 5. Tron is a deck that can mulligan to 5 and still operate just fine. No, that's not a hand that he likes, so he's down to 4 now. He's in some trouble, boys. Well, while Drew finishes one more mulligan, we'll learn a little more about the Season 2 Invitational champion, Aintrazi, from Matthews, North Carolina. It's not too far from here. 2 Invitational top 8s with 1 W. That was our Season 2 Invitational this year. 10 Open Series top 8s with 2 wins. Oh, this is fun. Self-proclaimed best mixtape creator, a professional teddy bear namer, and then something that's actually true, 2011 U.S. National Champion.
Let me tell you something. Ollie is too young to be the best mixtape creator.
I agree.
Mixtape creation, I'm basically as young as you can be, where that was still an art to put together mixtapes. Ollie is 5 years younger than me. There's just no way.
It's a bold claim. It's a very bold claim. Here's an Ancient Stirrings. I'm willing to believe he's the best teddy bear namer. I won't argue that.
I don't know. Kids are pretty good at that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to slight the man or denigrate his accomplishments. I'm just saying what he's claiming just has to be impossible.
Lanimore Waste into the Codex Shredder.
Now, if you mean mixtape by he's an aspiring hip-hop artist, I don't know enough about Ollie's bars to say one way or the other. But if he means, putting together a tape for a potential significant other to display affection, if that's what he means by mixtape, it's impossible. He's too young. That art was dead by the time people like Ollie were in high school.
Urza's power plant is being searched up here. You're very passionate on this.
It's just true.
What gets milled over? The basic force. Ghost Quarter is live.
Like if someone claimed that they were the world's best cartographer, I would just say, well, that can't be true. You're 28 years old. No one draws maps anymore. It has to be. It has to be someone older than you.
Cartographer, a magic card.
It is.
Very nice. Oh, another shredder.
The clock just doubled.
Yeah. Get after him. Cranfill will draw. Remember, he's on a mulligan to 5. But
4.
Oh, 4? Excuse me.
Yeah.
You're right. But Ollie's deck doesn't close all that fast. So
Drew's got some time.
he's got some time to work with. There's a Relic of Progenitus. And now a power plant. And a Chrome Sphere. Now pass the turn back. Shred ya. There goes a Wormcoil. Shred ya again. There goes an O-Stone. Ollie 1 tap. I take a draw. Oh, the grid's in hand already.
Well, this is a weird tension, right? Because the grid is 1 damage a turn, but the 2 Codex Shredders are 2 cards a turn. The math is very thin here. Hard to know what's the faster clock. I would stick to my guns here and just go with the Codex Shredder. But you're playing against a deck with Emrakul, so maybe that's not even a route you can take. Yep. Maybe you just start doing 1 a turn.
Time to draw.
I don't know. Like I said, this is my first time watching the deck in action. I can't say with any certainty.
Not an expert.
No.
Sacrifice another sphere. Get a little deeper. Well, now he's drawing these cards. I'm gonna take him to the shred.
Well, then the Emrakul's the issue, you know. I would do one or the other at least.
There you
go. Love it.
Are we going upstairs?
No.
Oh, grid you. Yes. Down to 19 goes Cranfill.
Like I said, Emrakul changes the calculus. Yep. You cannot mill this man out. It's got to be 1 at a time. 1.5 at a time.
Play the needle.
2 at a time.
The Ghost Quarter came down. He's already got the forest out of Drew's deck. Yep, there's Needle. We'll get confirmation on what it's naming. It's either Karn or Oblivion Stone. I suppose it could be Relic.
There are moments like what's happening right now with Ollie, opponent mulligan to 4, Ollie's doing stuff where I would think to myself, I was playing this deck, I cannot believe I showed up to a tournament with this. Because it would not take a lot for him to lose from this spot. And he's kind of been doing, you know, the deck's thing the whole time.
Yeah. Yep, Relic is in response to Needle right now. So, draw a card. And now, we'll see what the Needle names. I think we're going to see Ghost Quarter get activated in the draw step. Yep. Kapow. And no force search up because it got milled over.
Does he have the extraction?
Not yet. I think he's only got 1 card left in hand. Draw a card. Cavern. Get confirmation on what that's naming. Either Worm or Titan, whatever Wormcoil Engine's name is. I can't remember if it's a Worm or not off the top of my head. What I do know is that Ollie's going upstairs with the grid.
Speeding up.
Yeah, Cavern naming Worm for Wormcoil Engine. Academy Ruins is here. He can get into the real slow lock of activate the Shredder, get back Ghost Quarter, Ghost Quarter you.
That's a slow burn.
Yeah, milling himself. Yes.
He's got the ruins in play, you know?
Yeah. It's got an Abrupt Decay in hand.
Yeah, double checking to see if he can actually cast it.
Yep.
Which you can.
Clear for takeoff. And now 1U.
A lot of ins, a lot of outs.
What angle doesn't he have covered?
Lots of what have yous.
Yeah, the bell.
Half an hour. So if you'd like to sign up for one last Winterbox or one last Commander pod,
What do we have here? Maybe a little Sylvan Scrying.
please make sure you do so.
Working our way back towards Tron. Yes. That'll resolve. We got a tower or a mine on the way here for Cranfill, I believe. I'll go with the tower.
I think that I would prefer getting the other piece in case you get surgical extracted, you aren't losing a land out of your hand. I guess he's just playing it anyway.
Yeah, he's just going to play it.
It's just fine.
We're going to start with the shred. Look at targeting. Self. Bridge down. I like targeting yourself to get something back with Academy Ruins, so this makes sense.
I dislike that he has mismatched and snaring bridges in his deck. But yeah, I do like the target.
The bell was rung. Karn goes away, as does Pyrite Spellbomb. Cards of similar power level.
Mm-hmm.
And now there goes Black Cleave Cliffs.
One's in play and one's not, so
That's true.
not fair to compare them directly.
And now 1 year real good with the grid. We're going to ruin up? Yep, going to get Pirate Spellbomb. Yeah, we're looking to burn him down. Take a draw. Play that Spellbomb. Cranfill will draw. Here's Wormcoil Engine. I guess Ollie's got to get his Snaring Bridge back. First things first, shred myself. All right, there's a Codex Shredder. Ring the bell. O-Stone gone, so is Spellskite. Now it's time to hide behind the bridge. And to you with the grid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Again, a lot of ins, a lot of outs.
Bridge is the draw, and bridge is on the battlefield. Now, Cranfill does have a way out of this. Karn is one, even though there's a Spellskite. Spellskite is doing a lot of protecting here, because Nature's Claim would be another. But Spellskite is working overtime on this board.
It's curious, too, because, again, you know, Drew's on 4 cards. Ali's kind of gotten to do his thing. And Ali's grasp on this game still feels very tenuous. You know, he's not out of the woods by any stretch. Drew, as you mentioned, if he is able to get to Karn or just to Nature's Claim, can undo most of what Ali's done here.
Well, it's interesting because now that I look at the board and kind of survey things, the Spellskite is going to be a problem. Drew has to set up in such a fashion that he can say, kill your Spellskite, untap, and then do my thing.
Yeah.
So it's going to have to involve Nature's Claim, I believe. Or, you know, something in like double Karn or something like that. I mean, he still has a way out, and now here's Karn.
Yeah, I suppose the issue here with Karn is Ali can go, all right, redirect to Spellskite and use the grid just to gun down Karn.
Lock him up. And so he's going to redirect there. Yeah, and now he can finish off Karn with the crid. See ya. I had a feeling that, you know, Gear Per Aether Grid would kill a Karn today.
Yeah, I would have definitely won that bet.
When I was prepping for the show, I just knew that I had to be ready for that. Cranfill will draw. Expedition map. He'll play that. He's got Tron. Got a lot of mana. I just got to find an answer to that stupid bridge. He doesn't have a lot of them.
And now the problem is that Ali can go ahead and get the Spellskite back on top of his deck, recast it, and then set up kind of the same spot.
Yep.
And it's not like Drew has all the time in the world. I mean, we've been joking around, but these grid shots are adding up big time.
Yes. Lantern of Insight's coming back.
And Lantern may be too much to overcome here. With Ali being able to control Drew's draw step, it's going to require a lot of things to break Drew's way to get out from under this now.
Yeah. Welding Jar on top of the deck. That's a little bit of protection. Ivugan on top here for Cranfill. See if Ali's fine with letting Drew draw the Ivugan. Drew's going to start by just sacrificing his Expedition map. Get a land out of his deck, shuffle it up. Yep, there's I. I is unique in the fact that it will let him shuffle, like we saw in Game 1. And it does have some relevant-ish text, being able to search for Emrakul or Sundering Titan, what have you. Top card of the deck is the Power Plant. You can have that. Let's see what's next. Another Power Plant. You can have that as well. Take him to the grid, baby. Looks like he's going to start by ringing the bell. There goes Welding Jar. Nature's Claim on top. Same with another bell.
And I guess at this stage, it's, you know, there's no harm in Ali's side of milling him over when he has a dead card on top, because Drew's likely to just shuffle his deck anyway.
Yeah. Spellskite's going on top. Spellskite is going to break the Nature's Claim.
Yep.
So he can draw that one.
And even tuning for Emrakul here is not valuable.
Yep. Ali might just mill it away. Looks like he is going to. I would be fine letting him draw it. Because it just kills a spell Skite.
I mean, that card's got to be better on average than Drew's regular draws.
Sure. There are a lot of bad draws for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Nature's Claim probably doesn't get Drew out of the spot, but I think it's more likely to contribute to it than the average draw that Drew's going to have.
We got a mystery card coming here for Mr. Cranfill. That's an Aintrazi claim. And that's the one that's going to go away. As he tried to avoid that situation. Now Urza's Mine on top of the deck. You can have it. Let's see the next card. Nature's Claim. Fast turn back. I think that's going to get milled away. Yep. Thanks, Codex Shredder. That's a Stirrings. That one doesn't. That one's okay because it can find Karn. I think he's going to go stairs. I think it's lethal, right?
He just burns him out and then sacrifices the Pirate Spell Bomb.
Yeah. Put him down to 5.
Untaps, shoots him down to 2, and then.
Yeah, a little math here. I think Aintrazi's found the winning combination of Gyarados, Aether Grid, and Pirate Spell Bomb, along with Ghoul Colored Bells.
Sure, one more piece of crap just to make sure.
Ollie gonna make him wait it out a little bit. Looks like he's going to go upstairs now. And he just wants to sequence this right if he's playing around a Nature's Claim.
Yeah.
Push down to 3 first, then 2, then 1, then 0, then respond. That is going to do it. Ali Aintrazi going to win this match over Drew Cranfill, 2-0. Big smile for our Season 2 Invitational champion here on the Open Series. He is 5-0-1 with Lantern Control. He just put another person into the sleeper hold.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I'm not even sure what I just watched.
Yeah, me either.
It's just a bunch of really tenuous soft locks that Drew couldn't quite wiggle his way out of.
And we've just been informed there's no backup match. What a surprise. What a surprise. Oh, Ali. You know,